So, first of all,
Ya empezó.
okay, so first of all, I would like to thank each and every one of you for coming to our presentation. And our project is called Vida. You're going to see afterwards why we chose the color orange and what it actually stands for. We designed the logo, and we also have a slogan. It says, "We don't have cancer, but it's our fight," as you guys saw in the video. And as you probably have already imagined, we work with cancer patients, specifically children that have cancer.
So Vida mainly works with a Nicaraguan organization that's called CONANCA, which means Comisión Nicaragüense de Ayuda a Niños con Cáncer. And what they do is that they pay for the treatment, the cancer treatments of the children that don't have the resources. So for our first activity, we're gonna play Simon Says. So everybody stand up. Come on. Only enthusiasm. Okay. So Simon Says, play with your hair. Okay. Simon Says, do 10 jumping jacks.
You can do it. Come on.
Okay. Simon Says, do 5 push-ups. Come on, dale. Okay,
you can all sit down now.
Okay, that's it. Simon says, open your phone with your fingerprints. Open your phone with your fingerprints.
That's fine. If you don't have it, it's fine. Just do it. If you have it. Okay, you can all sit down.
Simon,
Okay, Simon
says sit down. Okay, so how did you guys feel with this activity? Are these simple things you do every day? Or like things, they're not that hard, right? Well, imagine not being able to do these things. And playing with your hair, like children with cancer, they have chemo. They lose their hair because of chemotherapy. What if you couldn't play with your hair? Or like do 10 jumping jacks or 5 push-ups? They lose strength in their bones and like they get tired easily. And opening your phone with your fingerprints. Also with the chemo, they get burnt their skin in their hands. So they can't open the phone with their fingerprints. Something as simple as that you do every day. They can't do it because of their treatment or because of their disease.
issues. So our main issue is disease, as you all already know. We're dealing with cancer. However, we also have to strongly be working with poverty, since the kids that we help, the organization that we help, most of them, they are poor. They don't have the money to pay for their treatment. And so sometimes they have to even stay at the hospital, like, because they come from different parts of Nicaragua. So mainly it's disease, but we also have to deal with poverty, and it's one of our major problems.
Vida. Vida is an acronym for Valorar, Iluminar, Dedicar, and Ayudar, which translates to 4 words in English, which are value, enlighten, dedication, and help. These are the 4 pillars of our project, and the first one, value. We put value into very small things in life. By this project, we are all in this class very privileged kids, and we have to learn to value the small things in life. As we play just the game Simon Says, there are a lot of things that we do every day that not necessarily everyone can do, as we've learned through these kids with cancer. The next one, iluminar or enlighten. What we're trying to do with this kids is really enlightening their lives, because they lack help and they're in a situation with this disease which is very bad. Most of them come from the outskirts from Nicaragua, so they don't have like family members or relatives to help them. So we try to help enlighten their way, so they progress through disease. The third one, dedication. We've dedicated countless hours in this project. Almost every week we go to see the kids, and we've tried to help them in as many ways as we can. And it's a truly dedicated project, and That's what we want you guys to see. And the fourth one is health. I know all of your projects as well are trying to help the community or the environment in some sort of way. And that's what we're doing in this case. We're trying to help them in as many ways as we can. Why orange? Orange represents leukemia, which is a form of blood cancer, and it is really personal to us for various reasons.
Okay.
Sorry. Okay, so our mission, like we said, is help ensure the Nicaraguan children suffering from cancer care, regardless of their race, their creed, or their social status, and other coverage of their health in a safe, clean, and fun environment. So basically,
Okay, so why are we personally involved? So this project started, well, 4 years ago. My little cousin, Gabriel, this is him, he died from leukemia, so this is why we are wearing orange and we are represented by orange. He died from leukemia when he was 5 years old. And a year later, my aunt called me and she said, I want you to come with me to Hospital La Mascota, which is where the cancer patients from Conanca are treated, and let's bring Christmas presents to the kids. And I went with her, and I saw the necessity in the hospital. And I compared it to his life. He died from leukemia. He had the same disease, but he had the resources. He was in the Miami Children's Hospital. He had money. He had the support from his family, and many of the kids in the hospital didn't have that. So I was encouraged to keep on helping, and I opened a club in school with Daniela, which is also your cousin, and Marcela and Amel, who have supported me all the way. And then our second reason why, well, we already have opened the club. Like 9 months later, we go to this Conanca event, and we meet this kid, Matthew. This was him when I met him. He was full leukemia treatments, chemotherapy once a week, radiotherapy, everything you can imagine. And I talked to him, I played with him, I took a picture of him. 9 months later, in one of the events of Panagin, he was giving his testimony as one of the 1,800 survivors of cancer from Panagin. And I went up to him and I showed him the first picture. And he gave me a hug. He immediately recognized me and gave me a hug. And he said, thank you. Thank you for all the help you give us. And I was truly moved because we don't do much for these kids. We don't pay for full treatment because it's very hard. And like we just go visit them and encouraging them for keeping on fighting. And that is acknowledged by them, and it gets to them. And he told me that, and that's when I realized that every little thing we do for the people in need around us actually helps, and it's recognized. So I encourage you, all of you, that you can help in your communities, like people around you, and they will appreciate you. Like every little thing you do will be appreciated. That's all truly amazing.
like you all came to Jin with one project, with one purpose, and to share it with other people. So we just, with ours, this is what we are dedicated to, this is what we are helping in Nicaragua. But you all have different causes, you all have different things that you want to help for your country. And so we just encourage you to keep on doing that.
Our goal is to improve the lives of seeking kids in Nicaragua to continue their battle with cancer. And we're doing this by raising funds to purchase the materials according to their necessities. It's important that you understand that our goal is not to cure these kids, because that requires a lot of money and there is no guarantee that we're going to cure every one of them. But we can assure you that we are using all of the materials that we obtain and raise funds that we get to improve their last days, or what could possibly be their last days of life.
Okay, so our next activity. I need a volunteer.
So
You. Okay, so I want you to describe a day in your life, from when you wake up to when you go to bed. What do you do?
Okay, I woke up, I take a wash, I eat my breakfast, I go to school, then I go to the gym, and I study, and then
Describe your day.
I wake up, breakfast, go to school, then I stay for some love, then I go to dance, then I go home, do my homework, dinner or
Thank you.
Thank you. So many of you can relate to like those days. Wake up, go to school, back home, do homework, eat dinner. But we want to compare this to a day in the life of Natalia. This is one of the girls from Conanca. She is 3 years old, and this is a day in her life. So at 7 a.m., she wakes up, and they have to give her a shot to increase her white blood cell count, so that she has her defense a little high. At 8 a.m., she takes a stroll throughout the hospital hallways, her mom. And at 9 a.m., she goes and plays in like the playroom with the other kids. At 10 a.m., she takes a Tylenol to reduce her fever. And then by 12 p.m., she is in chemo. And then she goes in recovery by 2 p.m. And then at 4 p.m., she goes back to the albergue, which is a place where the kids stay when they don't live in Managua, when they come from like the outskirts of the city and they have to stay near the hospital. And then she goes to sleep, and the next day, same thing.
Okay, so all of these things that we've been doing so far, they're not to make you feel bad, because I know all of these things have been very sad, but this is just the reality of things, the reality of these kids that are living in the hospital. So we just want to share with you what they have to go through, because it's a reality and it's important to be conscious of what's going on in our countries.
Okay, so now we're going to talk about some of the main activities that we did throughout the year. These are not all of them, these are just the main or the biggest ones.
So the first activity is called the Telablaton, and it was on September 2nd of the school year. And basically what we do is that it is a day recognized that is live streamed throughout whole Nicaragua. So it was an activity in a mall called Retrocentro, and there were kids of Conanca. They were dancing, they were singing. Oh, that wasn't good. And also there were all of the people that have donated money to Conanca. They were like acknowledged and were thanked. And throughout like the streets, there were people with money bags and like asking for small donations throughout the day. And this is just some pictures of us. And Matthew was there, and Lisa, and then like just us. We also were interacting with the children, so that's why we're dressed up.
This was the day that Matthew gave his testimony.
And this event is not from the club, it's from the actual organization, Conanca, and it's the biggest fundraiser of the year.
Next is the Fall Festival. This is a festival occurs in October. I imagine most of your schools have it. We created a stand where we were selling tattoos for people, and all the funds that were collected came back to the club to help the hospital and the children. As you can see, some images of the things we did.
In addition of just selling tattoos, we were also selling lollipops, and kind of like our slogan was like "Cancer sucks lollipops." Then the glow run. In addition, almost all of the things that we're doing, we're helping the organization Conanca. So this glow run was like kind of sponsored or done by Conanca, and all club members, they had to sell tickets to people to encourage them to come. They got a kit, they got shirts, a bag, they got water bottles, and during the day, some of us like ran because that was like the whole purpose of it. But others, they stayed to give the medals, like to the people that were coming in. And also in the beginning, there's some kind of like warm-up activity, and they were like dancing Zumba. So some of the club members, they started to dance with the person on stage as well.
Okay, so the hair drive is an event of the club that we actually started this year. It was a huge event. We created it so that girls in our school or out of school too, or boys could go to the school from a certain time to go donate their hair with a minimum of 6 inches. So we actually had hairdressers donate their time and to cut the hairs of all. We had photographers donating their time, and we actually got
64 girls
and slash boys to donate their hair.
And in the beginning, we weren't expecting so many people because we had like sign-up sheets before, and there were like
28 people.
28. There were less. And so we weren't expecting so many people, but like once the day got there and they saw the people with their hair being cut, they like got encouraged, because usually they say like, I know I'm gonna miss my hair. I love my hair when it's long, and I don't like it when it's short. But then when they see all of these people cutting their hair, they get encouraged and they say, oh, it's for a good cause. I want to do it as well. So yeah, there was 64 people, and in the future, like we plan to
make it bigger. And also, you might say like, well, hair is something superficial. Why don't you help with like the treatment or something? But hair actually, we have experienced it firsthand. When we go to the hospital, the first thing the girls notice is your hair, and they go up to you and they're like, oh my god, I love your hair, and they touch your hair and they're like, I wish I had hair like yours. And that's why we were like encouraged to do this. And all the hair that was cut off, we have an artisan making wigs for the girl in Leon, which is like a city outside of Managua. Okay, so the visits. So we go very often to visit the kids in the hospital and the albergue. The albergue, as I explained before, is a place where they stay when they don't live in Managua. So we usually go to the albergue because the kids in the hospital are very delicate, and there's been cases where we can like, when we go to the hospital, we can't go into the rooms because there's an infection going around or something. But we interact with the kids and we do small things with them, like bring something for them to color or like make them draw themselves or something. And I think that this is important because when we go there, some of them are like, oh, I don't want to play, I don't want to do things. But after we like encourage them to like play and like interact with the other kids and interact with us, they look happier, and making their day a little happier is always better with like this disease. And also we not only talk to the kids but also to the parents. Like I go up to the parents and like ask them, how are you feeling, and they tell you, like they pour your heart to you, like how they are feeling, because it's also hard for them. It's not only hard for the child, but they are suffering through this too, because their kid has this disease, which is horrible.
So during these visits, like Marisa said, we try to make them feel better, to know that we are there for them and make them feel like normal for some time. And it's very good.
So Conanca, the organization, helps a hospital called Hospital La Mascota, and it's it's a public hospital, so it doesn't have the best resources. And sometimes in one room there are like 5 beds, and there in those 5 beds, of course, there's like children, so there's 5 different families in there, so it's very crowded. And the beds sometimes they're not in great conditions, as this one. Sometimes they have good beds, and as you can see, like the walls, everything is cramped, and it's not the best place,
The most comfortable environment for them.
So like our plan for this year, like our goal for this year was to donate to the hospital 2 beds, but they cost like $1,500. We already have assured 1 bed, but we're trying to raise money for the next one, but it's very hard. And the reason why these beds cost so much is because they're like really, really good beds that will last for a lot of years in the hospital. So our future plans, as I had said, the hospital beds.
Okay, so to raise money for the next hospital bed that we need to afford, we're planning a lot of fundraisers for this year. For example, raffles, like we're trying to get sponsors involved, trying to get them to donate something that will call the attention to the people, and sell raffle tickets. Then an art auction, she actually talked with the art teacher already to get some of the works of the students to be auctioned, used book sales at the end of the year, and many activities that would be students versus teachers. For example, we would talk to some teachers or the principal, so they would offer themselves to be like duct taped to the wall, or be thrown a pie at their face, or kiss a fish, I don't know, something like that. So students would then put in money for their teachers, the teachers that they want to do this to, and the one that raises more money will do that. And also in school events, like we said, the fall festival and other activities like the rest of the
Okay, so how is all of this sustainable? So usually some people that want to help raise money and that they just give the money, or people like they just give checks, and although that's very appreciated, sometimes you don't know where that money is going to. So that's why we want to ourselves buy the beds. Ask them, what type of bed do you need? What do you want? How big, how small? We ask them everything so that we ourselves can buy it. We can go give it to them and be assured that it's going to be used. So it's kind of sustainable because we know it's going to be there for some years.
We also know it's sustainable not only because the beds are going to be there for a lot of time. We know it's going to last a long time because not only because it's expensive, because we know it's good quality. Also, the club itself, we have a lot of middle school members that are huge help for us, and we know they will keep like the activities alive that we're doing because we're like 10 to 11.
Okay, so we're gonna play a game of Pictionary. It's per table, so like you guys look for it.
We brought markers for you. I know some people are not in tables, so just do the best that you If everybody can listen to me, grab their paper and fold it into 4, please. No, it's not time. And in one quadrant, we want you to draw. Okay, let's wait for everyone to. Who needs a marker? We need.
Ya tenemos. Aquí, ¿quién es
Does everybody have a paper? Or like your group has a paper and a pen? Okay. So fold it into 4 quadrants, as I had said before. And in the first one, or
Okay. Okay, so in the first quadrant, you have 1 minute to draw princess.
a princess. A princess.
No, it's not.
The hard part.
Matthew. Adivina a quién digo eso.
Time's up. It does not matter if it's like not finished or anything. We just want you to have something. So the next thing you need to draw is a basketball player.
Oh, that's better than mine. Just felt better.
Okay, time's up. Sorry, we're running short on time. Okay, so the third one, before I say what it is, I want you all to be very mature about it because it's for learning purposes. Please draw naked women.
That's okay.
No, people.
Not just draw it. Yeah.
No, I don't know how to do
Come on, guys. Okay, for the last square, thumbs up.
Guys, time's up.
Okay, for the last square, we want you to draw a beautiful person. What's your Okay, time's up. Okay, so now we want you all to compare your drawings to ours. We also did this in our own time. So,
Okay, now.
That one is like.
okay, so the first one. Okay, so the first drawing for the princess. Our princess doesn't have hair.
El mío tampoco. La mía
No,
this one is
It's actually a funny story. Okay, once we went to the albergue and we were drawing with the kids, and this girl was drawing, and she was like, "Hey, draw a princess." So I drew a princess, and I didn't draw the hair. And a kid beside her, he was like, "But you're missing the hair." And the little girl went up to me. She was like, "Princesses don't eat hair." Okay, so for your second drawing.
How many of you drew him or her in a wheelchair? That's two.
Okay, so many of the kids with cancer have to get their legs cut off and end up in wheelchairs, or like can use their legs because they have strength. But that doesn't mean they can play sports or do something while they're in a wheelchair. Basketball player.
And for the next one, how many drew a woman with nipples?
La verdad que
No, that was gonna be the head of what's
With breasts in general. So what about the women with breast cancer that have to get their breasts? And for the last one, draw a beautiful person.
Oh, you do.
Okay, you all have your idea of your own beautiful person.
I think everyone's a beautiful person.
For us, these kids are beautiful.
So this concludes our presentation. We thank you all for listening and for being active. And finally,
Okay, we need a favor from all.
No, wait. Before we're going to give you lollipops because
Cancer.
our cancer.
so we didn't work